there's two different sets. There's temporary use and then there's final use. Moving out, if you decide to move out and you don't have children involved, there is a chance that now you've acquiesced to the other party residing there, and then you've probably found another place to live. That doesn't mean you're not going to get support or that you're not going to have the ability to live somewhere else, but it doesn't mean that you lose the house. So when you acquire anything during marriage, no matter what, it is presumed to be community property until proven otherwise. You have to rebut the presumption that it's not community property. So that's real estate, cars, anything, but real estate specifically, you're not going to lose value. It's not like because you moved out, now they've been paying for it, they get more of a share or anything like that, because it's still community. They owe a duty and an obligation to the estate and to the other spouse, so do you, to make sure things get paid and that you don't waste and you don't get rid of things. And that's why injunctions and things of that nature come into play in regards to real estate and other things of that nature.
I do have clients ask, because I moved out, now have I abandoned the house? They hear that from their friends or family. And no, you have not. You have not abandoned your house. You've not abandoned your share of the equity in the house. You're still going to be awarded your share of the equity from the house in the divorce. If you do have children, then it's a whole different story about whether you move out of the house or not. Because if there are children in the house and they are in school especially, the children are the one aspect that the court doesn't want to change during the divorce, and they want to keep at least some stability for the kids while their parents are divorcing. And so if one parent stays in the house and is taking care of the kids on a daily basis, then in that situation, that parent is probably going to be awarded the house. And primary custody of the children, most likely. And that's not a given on everything, but it definitely is a point in their favor.
Heather, wouldn't you say that there is a major difference between a divorce with children and without children?
Well, yes, I would, because even in a high net worth, you could still have children. And the children put another element into the divorce. And with that, it causes even more emotions. There's still going to be a lot of fights about money, how much support should be paid, both to the spouse and to the children. Yes, I would say that there is a big difference.
I see in the cases that we handle that when there are children involved, it adds another aspect of what they're going to argue about. Because sometimes you'll have somebody who starts off with, they're thinking about the financial stuff because they're a high net wealth individual, but then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, well, wait, but I want my children to live here, and now that's the most important thing to me when they find out the other spouse says, well, the children are going to live with me. So it's like a tit for tat situation. That's why I think that when you have children involved, it adds an extra layer that changes the emotional level of the way that the case proceeds. And from what I've seen, you end up going to court on a temporary basis, unless you're able to get an agreement with opposing counsel or with the opposing party. You end up going to court because the people want to know where the children are going to live, who's going to pay for them, where they're going to go to school, things of that nature. And that goes along with the house, because you might have one spouse. You might have the spouse who left the home because it was a situation where it was untenable, and they went and took their children to their parents or maybe to another place, but they want to get back into the house. Well, that's going to require going to court to say, hey, look, I should be here, and this is why. And then the other spouse would have to move out. So that kind of goes back to the question you were saying. So just because you leave your house doesn't mean you can't get back in. But if that is the case, you need to file for divorce. You need to contact an attorney. And if you want to file for divorce quickly and get into court, so it's not a long period of time where you've, what I call, acquiesced to the circumstances. Do you agree with that?
I do agree.